pleasant day to each and everyone. Today, we're studying John Stuart Mill, one of the most important transitional figures in the history of economics. Though Mill is often seen as the last major classical economist, but he also introduced strong moral and social considerations in economics. So, our focus today is on two things. So, we have here his theoretical contributions and his normative utilitarian reforms that how he believed economics should guide policy and society. So we have here Mell's major economic theories. So what to explain that Mell adapted classical value theory, but he made a major distinction that shaped later welfare economics. Also, he argued that laws of production are fixed by nature. Technology, resources, and basics determine how production happens. So, laws of distributions, however, are made by society, meaning we choose how income is shared. Aside from that, so inequality isn't in, inevitable, it's shaped by social rules, institutions, and policies. So, this simple distinction opened the door for later economists to justify the distribution, taxation, and welfare policies. Aside from that, the stationary state. Um, the stationary state is a society with zero economic growth. Classical economies feared this, but Mel saw potential benefits. So, what are the potential benefits? Um, I will say that more leisure time, more equality, less environmental harm, more focus on moral and intellectual development. So, in short, Mel believed that once society reaches a comfortable level of wealth, endless growth shouldn't be the goal. Instead, quality of life should become the first priority. So relate the present. This is the surprisingly um, modern. Aside from that, we have here the slide um, rule of a woman with the economy. So Mel was an early advocate for women's rights. It is a rare position in 80s, and aside from that, he argued that excluding women from education and work was morally wrong, and also it was also economically wasteful. Society benefits when all individuals can participate. So this makes Mel one of the most earliest feminist economists and supporter of human capital development. From that, entrepreneurship and the classical summit. So Mel also recognized the importance of entrepreneurs, people who organize production, take risks, and innovate. So earlier classical economies didn't emphasize the entrepreneur, but Mel saw them as crucial to progress. So this anticipates modern theories of entrepreneurship is very wealthy. And Aside from that, Mel's normative utilitarian economics. Um, as I understand that Mel's morals philosophy, utilitarianism, shape his economic views. So Mel believed that the purpose of economic policy is to maximize social well-being, not just economic output. So this led him to support redistribution to reduce, I mean, redistribution to reduce poverty, inheritance taxes to prevent extreme inequalities, worker cooperatives, and profit sharing. Aside from that, social institutions that um, promote hap- happiness and reduce suffering. So, in other words, economics must serve a moral purpose. Okay, so aside from that, we have here the Mills reformist yet classical position. So, I believe that um, Miles was a reformer, but he didn't abandon classical ideas. So he still believed in competition, free markets, and individual liberty. So, however, he also argued that markets alone can't guarantee fairness or happiness. So, Mel tried to balance, which is liberty with collective well-being. So, aside from that, no, um, Mel and the decline of classical economics. So, why Mel is the last classical economist? So, I think Mel summarized. Uh, I think Mel summarized and perfected classical economics. Economics. So, through throughoutly, um, that he is essential close the classical era. So at the same time, many of his ideas, like first the importance of ethics, and then the institutional reform, and the distribution as a social choice, favored the the way of the way for new schools of though, including the marginalists and modern welfare economics. So this section matters because it shows how Mel forms the bridge between how Mel forms classical ideas and the economic theories that followed. And yeah, aside from that, I have understanding to this understanding to this lesson is Mel occupies a unique position in economic history. So he preserved the analytical strength of classical economics, but infused it with moral, ethical, and social concerns. So his work laid the foundation for modern debates on equality, welfare, policy, and the purpose of economic systems. So that could be all. Thank you for watching and goodbye.